Hello students, in this video I'll be explaining to you chapter number 3, that is
The Special Prize. Let's read. Lalita was a little girl. She was 8 years old and was in class 3.
so Lalita was a little girl who was 8 years old, and just like you, she was also in class 3. And students, please note, in this lesson the text is very easy to understand. Wherever there are any difficult words or any new words, I will be explaining it to you.
She was a good-natured girl and everyone loved her.
Good natured. A person who is kind, a person who is friendly, person who is caring. Now, naturally, if Lalita was a good natured girl, everyone is surely going to love her. Nobody will hate her because she is a friendly person, she is a kind person, she is a caring person. In Hindi, good natured means अच्छे स्वभाव वाला इंसान.
One day, Lalita's teacher said, "I am going to give a special prize this term."
One fine day, Lalita's teacher said that she was going to give them a special prize. Special means khas.
"What is the prize for?" asked all the children.
Now, naturally, when somebody tells you that I am going to give a special prize, you will want to know for what is the prize being given? What is the reason?
"I'm not going to tell you," said the teacher. "It can be for anything. And at the end of the term, I'll tell you what the prize is for."
Now, since this was a special prize, you can see that the teacher was not ready to tell the children that this prize was going to be for this reason and she would be giving so and so student. She did not want to reveal anything. She wanted to keep the whole thing a surprise. It can be for anything. Anything that means anything at all. Maybe the teacher would have given a prize for the student who stands first in the class, for a student who does good painting, for a student who dances well, for a student who sings well. It could be anything at all. The teacher was not ready to reveal. That means she did not want to disclose, or you can say she did not want to tell them.
The children were all very happy and talked about the prize.
This also happens with you, especially on your birthday. You know that you are going to get a present. So, obviously, you will keep on thinking about it all the time. In the same way, the children also were very happy and they talked among themselves. They talked to each other about the prize.
Lalita went home and told her mother about the special prize.
Now, just like most of you also do, if something interesting happens in the school, maybe with your friends, maybe with the teacher, you would surely want to go home and discuss it with your parents and relatives. In the same way, this little girl Lalita also went home and told her mother about the special prize.
"I can read and write and sing," she said to her mother.
Now, over here, we have to know who said to whom. I can read and write and sing. She said, who is she? She is Lalita. She told this to her mother that she could read, write, and sing.
"But I can't do any of these things as well as some of the other children."
Now, over here, what Lalita wants to say is that although she can read, write, and sing, she cannot do these things as well as some of the other children. What do you mean by as well as? जितना अच्छा दूसरे बच्चे ये कर सकते हैं उतने अच्छी तरह से मैं ये नहीं कर सकती. It also means that she is trying to say that other children are better than her in reading, writing, and singing.
"Mary sings sweetly and Leela writes very neatly."
Now, over here, she has also started discussing with her mother about the other students. She has given example of Mary. She says that Mary sings sweetly. She is also giving example of Leela. Leela writes very neatly. Over here, we can understand that all the children had already started thinking what the prize was for. And over here, Lalita may be thinking that the teacher may be giving the prize for someone who sings well, may be giving the prize to someone who writes well.
The prize may be for being good, said her mother.
Now, even her mother started thinking what the prize may be for. So, in simple way, she told Lalita that the prize may be for being good. Now, obviously, Lalita was already a good natured girl. That means she was a good student.
One day, Lalita was going to school and she saw a small dog. Some boys had tied a can to its tail, and the can made a lot of noise when the dog ran.
Now, students, if you don't understand what this exactly means, I can show you some examples from Google. You must have seen these things. These are known as cans. I'll give you a better example so you will understand. You can see over here we have an example of thumbs up. This is known as a can. Now, what these boys did was, as you can see, the cans when it's open, here there is a hook, or maybe the children made a hole in the can. They tied one end of the string to the can and another end, as you can see over here, these two boys are laughing at the dog. Now, when we move further, you will get to know what they had actually done to the dog.
The boys were laughing at it.
You can see over here, one end of the string is tied to the can and the other end to the tail of the dog. And these two boys were enjoying this. And students, you should know this is not something to be laughed at because you are harming an animal. Over here, you can see why they were laughing because they tied a can to its tail and the can made a lot of noise when the dog ran. Now, obviously, the dog will want to remove this. It cannot do it by itself. So, it will run around, and as it runs around, this can will make a lot of noise.
You bad children, said Lalita. She felt sad for the poor little dog and wanted someone to untie the string.
You might have understood what Lalita told them and why she told them. Over here, let me tell you, poor does not mean garib or a person who has less money or no money. In Hindi, we say bechara. So here she felt sad for the poor little dog and wanted someone to untie the string. Untie means it is the opposite word of tie.
The boys then saw the teacher coming and ran away.
Why did they run away? Because they knew that they had done something wrong. If they had not done anything wrong, they would not have run away from there. And since it was morning time, Lalita was about to go to school. The teacher was coming by the same way, and the two boys got scared and they ran away from there.
The teacher saw Lalita with the little dog and she said, "What is it, Lalita?" "Someone has tied this can to the dog's tail and I want to get it off," Lalita answered.
Now, over here, the teacher saw Lalita with the little dog and she asked her, "What happened? What is the problem?" And so she says that someone has tied this can to the dog's tail and I want to get it off. Now, students, something very important to note in this sentence: someone. Now, she knows who the two boys are, but she is not giving the name. From this sentence itself, you can know that Lalita was a good natured girl. Now she was already angry that the two boys had done this to an animal, but she did not take their names. That means she did not want that the teacher would punish the two boys. I want to get it off. Get it off means I want to remove it.
That was a very cruel thing to do, said the teacher. She untied the string, and the dog ran away happily.
Over here there is a word cruel. Cruel means when you hurt someone, when you beat someone or you do something bad to someone and you see that that person is feeling that pain or that person is suffering and looking at that you enjoy, that is known as cruel. In Hindi we also call it as krurta, being unkind. And what she did was she untied the string and the dog ran away happily.
Do you like animals? The teacher asked Lalita. Yes, I love them, said Lalita.
So far easy to understand.
The last day of the term came. All the children were laughing and talking.
The last day of the term came and all the children were laughing and talking. Why were they laughing? Because all of them were very happy and very excited. Happy and excited for what? For the special prize, because the teacher had said that she was going to give them a prize.
Now they would know who had won the special prize. Then the teacher came into the classroom. She was carrying a bag, and there was something inside the bag. What is it? What is it? The children asked.
Now, this is a very obvious thing. This is a natural thing to happen. It can also happen with you, students. If a teacher brings only books, brings only chalks, brings only duster to a class, you will not ask the teacher, which book is it? Why have you brought the chalk? Why have you brought the duster? But suddenly, if your teacher brings a bag in the classroom, and especially if it's a big bag, you will want to know what the teacher has brought. In the same way, the children started asking, what is it? What is it?
This is a special prize, said the teacher, and I am giving it to Lalita.
Finally, the teacher revealed to the students that that was the special prize. And whom did she give it to? She gave it to Lalita.
The prize is for kindness to animals, said the teacher. And Lalita is always kind to animals. She helped a little dog. Come, Lalita, and take your prize.
Now, students, you may think, what was so great? You may think, इसमें इतना महान काम किया था? That the teacher was so happy. But it is a small little things that shows your nature. Now, Lalita, being a good natured girl, she would not like anybody suffering. She would not like to see anybody sad, even if it were for an animal.
Lalita went to the teacher and opened the bag. There was a very, very small puppy inside. Oh, said Lalita excitedly. Is it for me? Is it for me?
Now, what was a special prize? It was a very, very small puppy. You can also say that it was a newborn puppy. And she was excited. And excitedly she asked the teacher, is it for me?
Yes, the teacher said.
Now, Lalita was not able to believe that the teacher gifted her a small puppy. So she asked twice, is it for me? And even the teacher said, yes, it's for you.
Thank you very, very much, Lalita said. I'll look after it always.
She thanked the teacher and she said, I'll look after it. What do you mean by look after it? Dekbhal karna, to take care.
Ask your mother if you can take the puppy home, said the teacher.
Now, there is one question that always comes up whenever you want an animal. Will my parents say yes or no? Because you know that many people do not like animals in the house. Many people do not like the dirtiness that they make. So the teacher told Lalita, ask your mother if you can take the puppy home. That means the teacher was asking Lalita to take permission from her mother.
Lalita's mother said she could bring the dog home,
And after she asked her mother said yes.
and Lalita was very happy with her special prize.
This is a very easy story to understand. Dear students, we have a moral over here that we always have to be kind to others, not only animals but also towards human beings. So that's it for this video. Thank you, students.